Baseball is back. The NBA playoffs are in full swing. The NHL playoffs are about to kick off, and the NFL draft is right around the corner. Those four reasons are the perfect opportunity to check out bellyupsports.com. No matter what your interest, you'll find excellently written articles and fun podcasts on the sports you enjoy. So give them a shout. Check them out, bellyupsports.com.
Baseball and Whatever with your host, Justin McElwee.
Because I was on campus and I had to appear like I was one of the cool kids, I would put the Star Wars book inside one of my textbooks so it looked like I was just studying for class.
All right, look, there's only one return, okay? And it ain't of the king, it's of the Jedi.
Vincent Francis Jankowitz IV.
I'm a glorified fact checker.
Last I checked, the most runs in a game wins.
Actually, I am a fact checker.
And Greg Probst.
If you look at most Bond fans movie rankings, they have Casino Royale and Majesties in their top two. For me, these actually rank in the bottom part of my list. I mean, I love them, but they don't compare to Diamonds Are Forever.
Now stop getting Bond wrong!
Hey everybody, this is Justin. It's episode 52 of Baseball and Whatever. There's Vinnie, there's Greg. We are back again with more fun. We are going to talk about the Cubs and the awesomeness that is Seiya Suzuki, Keegan Thompson. We are also going to talk about the White Sox, and Greg has told us he is going to refrain from commenting on the White Sox, so you know that can't be a good sign. So Vinnie and I will have to pick up the White Sox slack here. And then,
I beg your pardon, the who?
And I definitely want to bring up the Bulls. Hell yeah, they beat the Bucks, so we have to talk about that for a few minutes at least. And then our whatever topic for this week, we are going to step outside our comfort zone, or at least our comfort zone for some of us, and we are going to rank our top 5 chick flicks or rom-coms or whatever you want to call them. And we have a few people wrote in. I guess not everybody's involved in the chick flick category, so we will get to that, but if this is your first time listening, thank you for finding us. You can find us in a variety of ways. If you want to reach the show, you can tweet us at Baseball and What. You can find us at facebook.com/baseball and whatever, Instagram at baseball and whatever. You can email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com, or our official network email is baseball and whatever podcast at bellyupsports.com. You can also, probably the best way is to text us or leave us a voicemail. That number is 1-913-808-3278. That number again is 1-913-808-FART. There we go. So yeah, we're going to get started. But before we do, it's episode 52. So we need to rattle off a few famous 52s in Chicago sports. The only one that's coming to my mind is Dustin Byfuglien. He was originally 52.
Oh, okay. Because he was 33 when they were winning, right?
When they got really good, he became 33.
Yes.
He was 52, I believe, the year before they won their first cup. When he really got big, and then
2008.
Yeah, thank you, Vinny. Here you go, 2008. So they're playing right now. I think I don't know what they're doing. It's not worth talking about. So that's the only one I can think of. Who else do you guys have?
There's another big one out there, Justin.
For the Hawks?
No, for the Bears.
For the Bears? Oh, yeah. Khalil Mack.
Well, former Bear. Yes.
Former Bear. We don't talk about him anymore either. He's gone. He's gone. Yeah, I got nothing else. I couldn't tell you on the Cubs who was 52. I have no idea.
Oh, really?
Was Kevin Tapani 52?
No, he was 40. No. Oh, God. Or 39. He was
John Lester, the John Lester from like 15 years ago, not the good John Lester. I don't know what number he was.
But 51.
I forgot him last week.
How about we texted about this guy not too long ago. It turned out to be a complete asshat. Sergio Mitre.
Oh yeah.
He was 52.
Major dickbag.
How about Wade Miller, dude? Remember Wade Miller?
Yeah.
Saw him pitch it. I remember I was at a game at Wrigley against the Rockies, I saw Wade Miller pitch. He had the start that day. I remember former Rocky third baseman Garrett Adkins just going yard on Sheffield off of him. Ryan Tepera most recently.
Oh yeah.
Well, he lost his number when the Sox traded him.
And he lost his job.
Yeah. And I think he's bad with the Angels right now, but I think he was 52. He was also 18. And then my man, how about Carlos Silva, that magical half season?
Yeah. He started off like what, 5-0 with the Cubs, and then
I think it was like 8-0.
Was it 8-0?
I think it was. I think it was.
And then he disappeared into the night.
Now that's the guy they got back for Milton Bradley when they traded him, wasn't it?
I still can't believe they got anything for Milton Bradley.
I know.
Oh boy.
I don't have any other Cubs. I don't think.
Nah, I got nothing.
Nothing else coming. Those are the four that came to mind right away.
Okay, I got some more Cubs on the list. Jen Ho Sang. You guys remember Jen Ho Sang?
Oh, yeah. That was like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
He was a relief pitcher, right?
2018.
Okay.
Justin Grimm.
Yeah.
Justin Grimm, reliever. Yep.
Justin Grimm. Let's see here. Steve Traxel.
Oh, God. I remember
Traxel was 46, I thought.
2007.
That
was his second.
That was
around.
The 1 year he just jumped. Yeah, he was on the 1 year end of his career Cub.
I remember when he was a Cub the first time around watching a game with my dad, and my dad just turned to me. He's like, "This guy sucks," and I was like, "Yeah, he's not good. He's not good."
Well, he gave up the Mark McGuire 70.
Yes, he did.
Or not the 62nd.
62nd, yeah.
Yeah, 62nd.
Yep.
So
there you go.
And then the father of one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game right now, Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes Sr. I remember. Yeah, he used to be a pitcher. I forgot he was on the Cubs.
I forgot he was too.
1 or 2 years, I think.
1 year, 2002.
Oh, really?
That's a lot more recent than I thought.
I was going to say mid 90s.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
And then
White Sox. Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say Ramon Tatis. Is that Fernando Tatis's? Any relation there?
If it is, it's the less talented brother.
Yeah.
No, it would be uncle or something.
Yeah.
Uncle Ramon.
Yeah. Uncle Ramon.
As opposed to Uncle Rico.
Right. You have any more Cubs, Vinny?
That was it.
For the White Sox, I have 2. I have my man, Jose Contreras, and another guy, Jake Petrishka, if you guys remember him, relief pitcher. So, and right now it's Ethan Katz. He's the pitching coach. He's 52. And I know that because when you watch the White Sox games, especially when Dallas Keuchel's on the mound, he's on the mound talking to him just as much as Dallas Keuchel's pitching. It's like the same amount of time you see his ass out there. So, Ethan Katz is 52 now for the White Sox. Anyone else? I don't think so. Okay. I can't think of any more.
2020.
What's the name?
Ian Hamilton.
Oh yeah, Ian Hamilton. That's when we had Hamilton and Burr on the team. So
Xavier Cedeno.
Yeah, I remember him.
Let's see here.
Or they have Ronnie Cedeno.
Right? Jose Contreras, 2004 to 2009.
Oh hell, yeah, that's the first name I said.
Oh yeah,
that's legend.
And
who was it?
John Garland.
Oh, his first year. Yeah, that's right. His first couple years with the White Sox before we switched to 20. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
2002. And then another uncle here, Uncle Todd Rizzo, the uncle to Anthony Rizzo.
Todd Rizzo. There we go.
That's about it.
Never heard of Todd Rizzo.
No, neither have I.
70s, there was a Denny O'Toole, 1970, 1973.
Sounds like a tool.
Yeah.
He has any ownership in O'Toole's in downtown Chicago.
Maybe.
Maybe he does.
Yeah.
What about Bulls and Bears? Anybody else? Vinny?
We got Khalil Mack, not the good Christian Jones. 2016 to 2017. You guys remember when we had Christian Jones? That wasn't the good one. No,
I don't remember the good one either.
Yeah. I think I'm just thinking of the bad one. Which one's the good one?
The good one's the defensive lineman. I think he's with the Cardinals now. He was with the Patriots,
okay.
too, I think this guy was an inside linebacker, so not the same.
Okay, so I remember the bad one. I'm unfamiliar with the good one. Okay.
Cassine Green. You guys
I remember him.
I know the name.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Special teams?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lot of good there. Brian Cox, when he was with the Bears, gave the ref the middle finger.
Yeah. Okay.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Respect.
Western Illinois graduate there. Pride and joy right there.
There you go.
And that is about Dan Neal, 1976 to 1983.
83. Nice.
Does that name ring a bell for anybody? Maybe the old timers listening will.
Maybe Dan McNeil will know wherever he's at now.
All right.
Were there any for the Bulls? I don't have any for the Bulls.
No, I don't have any.
Brad Miller from 2009.
Oh, yeah. I remember Brad Miller. He's a coach now,
I have
right?
to look that up.
I think so. And then Eric Pikowski.
Sounds like a good Polish boy. No, I do not remember him.
You don't remember him? I do, just because he was Polish.
Of course.
And then for the Hawks, Justin.
Yes, who'd I miss?
Gustafson,
who was it?
2016. Eric Gustafson.
Oh, yeah, he's actually back with the team. He sucks. He left the team when he was good. He came back, and he's awful now. But yes, I do. Yes, Eric Gustafson was a defenseman. Yes, you are correct. Forgot about him.
Brandon Bolig.
Oh, Brandon Bolig. Yeah. Enforcer, fourth line guy. He was actually, I remember seeing video clips. He would go play inline hockey at some of the rinks and tournaments that some of our teams used to play in when I played men's league inline hockey. And I was like, I hope I bump into him. And he was like a phenomenal goal scorer in inline hockey, but then you put him on ice and he's just a fourth line enforcer. So
it's funny.
Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about Brandon Bolig. I wonder what he's up to. All right.
Johnson.
Yes. Yeah. I remember him too. Not very good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Vinny. All right. Well, Greg was gracious enough to leave us with some more angry voicemails this week.
How many times did I call?
Twice.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't remember what I said the first time.
We had a request from a listener to asking if there were going to be more censors and bleeps, and us here at Baseball and Whatever are all about giving the listeners what they want. So, Vinny, let's hear how Greg sounded this week when the White Sox were losing.
Stop putting Leori in the 3 spot. He's hitting 077. He's got hits. Jesus Christ, 10-0. Just give the up.
So there you have it. Short and sweet from Greg this week. So thank you. If you have a voicemail that you want to leave about the Cubs or Sox, the Cubs are getting beat by the lowly Pirates right now. So if you're listening and you're pissed off, leave us a voicemail at 913-808-3278. But we do have lots of emails, tweets, and YouTube comments, and Facebook comments for that matter, from our last few episodes. So Greg, take it away.
Really quick, is the whole voicemail thing, is that going to be something I have to do regularly now? I still have to start making up content for it, but
no,
I'm going to try and be all natural. So
I'm really hoping they're going to turn it around for you, and you won't have to call in an angry man. Anyway.
I remember I remember when they were losing 10-0. What it was just yesterday. I was listening to Len and DJ on the ESPN app, and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me! Like, just turn it off right away. Put on James Bond podcast. It was like, much better. So that was just terrible. Yeah, these White Sox getting me a little bit heated. So I don't know. Anyway,
we got to get into Tony. His lineup.
I don't want to talk about them right now. I want to talk about you, the listeners, and all your wonderful submissions that you have done. So let's get to it. From Facebook and referring back to our top 5 albums, we have Jeffrey. Oh boy, Boeckholder. Running with Scissors is great from beginning to end. Brian Waters would concur, along with Dookie, definitely make my top 10. So many good memories listening to those. on our way to soccer. You guys had a lot of time on your way to soccer, didn't you? You were making comic books.
30 minutes one way.
How long?
An hour total in the car.
Oh, yeah.
3 times a week.
You guys were having to kill a lot of time over there. So. Shout out Brian Waters. Trenton Sullivan. LOL. Weird Al. Yes. There you go, Vinny. Weird Al. Popular. And then your guy Jeet writes in, Running with Scissors again is definitely the best Weird Al album. So there you go.
Sure.
Your buddies are coming through for you.
Yep.
Also, Trent on Facebook. On our baseball predictions, Trenton says, "Aw, I like that Cubs there."
Because Vinny was the only one that had the Cubs winning.
Oh, first place. That's what he means. Aw. Well, we'll see. They're playing above expectation right now. Is that how would you describe it? So
yeah, I don't know. They're playing below expectation at this very moment.
Maybe
but overall, I would say they're playing above expectations. So
switching to YouTube comments, our guy Pretzel Vince chimes in. Congratulations, lads. I don't know what was funnier, Greg's censored or uncensored comments. What was so funny about them? I was mad.
There's something about the beeps though that just makes you laugh more. I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny. After further review, the censored comments made me laugh the hardest. Yeah, I would agree with that. They make me laugh. I'm not laughing when the uncensored stuff's happening.
We're laughing with you, Greg, not at
right? Yeah, one has to love Greg's passion for the Sox. Yes, it's passion. It's also disdain. It's also anger. But I do love them. Just hard on them. It's tough love. Strange relationship. And again, congrats, guys, of course, for our anniversary episode, which I know I had to patch together at the very end there by different means of technology. So
you're committed to the podcast, Greg. We appreciate it.
I won't give up that easily. And lastly, our guy Glucose Condroidin writes in, Glucose Condom. Liam Hendricks was probably cussing more than Greg at pitching like that. He better be, because he was terrible. So right. Those are the YouTube comments and emails, tweets, and submissions. So thank you so much for writing in, as always.
All right. Well, I'm looking at our outline here. We have Greg's hot takes coming up, and it looks like there are quite a few things that have him upset, angry, and maybe a little concerned. So let's go with Greg's hot takes.
Greg's hot takes.
I thought you want to get nuts. Come on.
Hell yeah.
All right. Want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts.
All right, Greg, tell us what's on your hot take list this week.
Do you guys know who Jeremy DeWitt is?
No. Who's Jeremy DeWitt?
Blake DeWitt is.
Blake DeWitt. There's Blake DeWitt. Yeah, Jeremy DeWitt is what you would call I think they describe him as a serial police impersonator. So, yeah, pretty much. So, long story short, I've been lately on YouTube, I've been watching these videos, and this guy I've been following for years because this was all on YouTube. He was a guy that owned, I think it was in Florida, and he only ran a funeral escort service. So it was like a motorcycle unit, but he looked, dressed, drove, and acted like a police officer.
Okay, I got not to cut you off, Greg. When you said funeral escort service, my mind went a totally different direction.
What is wrong with you, Justin?
I'm thinking of people needing dates to funerals and wakes. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah.
You know what? And to be fair to you, Justin, that's probably a thing. It's just not the thing in this case.
In this story, okay.
I will say though that if that was the case here, I would have no problem with what he's doing. I mean, yeah, it's a weird profession, but he's not breaking the law or being a dickhead or anything.
That's true.
But anyway, go check him out if you haven't seen it. I've been following this guy for years on YouTube. Sometimes a video will pop into my feed. He was actually on this guy actually has different felony charges. He has charges for this. So he's looking to face some prison time.
Yeah.
Because obviously, impersonating law enforcement's a felony and everything. So, And he was actually on Dr. Phil a year or two ago trying to like plead his case. Like Dr. Phil did this whole special on him. I'm like, oh my God, Jeremy DeWitt's blowing up the world. But long story short, because those videos pop up on my feed, other videos of police impersonators, I went down like YouTube rabbit hole. I have been the past couple of days. And I got to say, that has to be one of like the lowest, most pathetic things you could do as a human being, I think. I mean, you're literally talking about, there are people who are decking out their Crown Vics or their Ford Explorers, with radar, lights, whatever else have you. They're carrying handcuffs, they're carrying firearms and everything, and they're like pulling random people over. I'm like, that's just like pathetic human being to a T.
Yeah, there's a special place in hell for those kind of people.
I'm serious. Like, what is going through? These are just a bunch of wannabes in the end. They're just like pathetic. I can't even call them vigilantes because they're not doing any good.
No.
They're just kind of fulfilling a need they could never do or something. They could never become the cops, so they got to pretend to be. So, but anyway, go ahead.
Maybe they just want free hot dogs.
It could be too. It could be. I saw one where a guy was busted, by his own body cam. There was this old dude with a white beard stealing an iPhone from Best Buy. He pretended he impersonated like a federal marshal or something. He was carrying a BB gun, and there are stories of guys in, decked out Chargers or, any sort of police interceptor vehicle, and they get caught like pulling over off-duty police officers and everything. So I don't know. The Jeremy DeWitt guy I've been watching for a while, but if you haven't seen any of these videos, it's really pathetic, but it's also kind of funny at the same time to see these guys trying to talk themselves out of it. But
Greg, it's funny you bring that up. Vinnie and I, before we started recording, we're talking about just how social media has gotten everyone to think like they can get their 15 minutes of fame, And I don't know if you saw this morning, I saw some asshole was just constantly berating and messing with Mike Tyson on a JetBlue flight. And finally, Mike Tyson just had enough. And kicked the shit out of him, like holding him down and just punching him. And you know what? I'm like, I don't even feel bad for the guy. You mess with the bull, you're going to get the horns. Like, Mike Tyson told him to relax and leave him alone. And if you can't follow that, then you get anything you deserve. So hopefully he's drinking through a straw for a little while.
Just the quality of human being you see lately is just so questionable, and it just goes in the wrong direction.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So.
What else have I wrote down? Oh my God. So I wrote down something called fixing toilets, boys. So I'm going to talk about my day job for a minute right here, if you'll bear with me.
Sure.
I think so. I had to do 3 flush valve or flush work system rebuilds on 4 different toilets the past 2 days. And while I'm sitting there, on the John trying to fix this thing, I'm sitting the other way though.
Okay.
I got it all apart. It's all sludged out and everything, covered in water. I'm just like, you know what? I am not a master tradesman in anything right now, but why isn't? Because I am technically classified as utility maintenance. I think I should be making a plumber. I think I should, anytime I have to go work on a toilet or something, I think I should clock in or something and automatically make a plumber's wage and then just clock it out right there. Even if it's just for an hour, however long I'm doing it right there. Because it's getting down and dirty. It's disgusting, but no, I'm making my regular Joe blow wage while real plumbers doing the exact same thing are making a lot more. And it's dirty work, and respect to plumbers everywhere. It's a much needed profession, but hot damn, I'm doing the same thing for that very moment. So come on, compensate a little bit better right there. So
you should send them an invoice.
I know we should. I think that has to be put in the next CBA for our union. But since we have actual plumbers on staff, I don't know how it didn't get reassigned, but whatever. It's actually the level of complexity, like what system you're actually working on will depend on what trade it goes to. So I'm right in the middle where I'm kind of just screwed over with everything. So, but either way, all toilets are working. So if you go to one of the facilities and you need to take a dump, you are in good hands, my friend. So
good to know.
A movie that I saw the other day. I saw it on HBO Max. Where was this movie all my life? It is absolutely fantastic. It's an older movie. It was made in the 70s. And I'm talking about the Robert Redford, Dustin Hoffman movie, All the President's Men. You ever seen this movie?
No.
Nope.
It's about the two journalists that broke the Nixon Watergate scandal. And it was actually it's a lot. It's like a very, it's like a thriller political drama that is, it's not really my thing. I happen to like Robert Redford a lot, so that's why I checked it out. I saw it on HBO Max. That movie is amazing. So if you guys have the chance to check it out, I think that's a good history period right there.
Yeah.
And the cinematography is really good on it because it's a lot of like, it's a lot. There's some scenes with like dudes at typewriters, because they both work for the Washington Post, or their characters do. And they're doing a lot of, typewriting in the movie, or like typing on the typewriter. And I love the way that sounds, but just the way they shoot it, like it feels intense, because they're uncovering, Nixon's wrongdoings and everything. So go check out that movie and let me know what you think if you ever have time. So pretty good stuff.
Nice.
And lastly, discovered something called video game parenting. Well, I didn't discover it. It's just something that happened the other day. First, I'd like to announce that my PS5 is back home, and it's the same original console that I bought. They did not send me a new one or a factory refurbished one.
Nice.
Because I do have a custom marking on it, and the serial number did match. Both things were in place, so that's good. Had to do one more factory reset on it because images weren't loading, but all is well and good, and games are re-downloading as we speak. But sticking on the subject, my kids and I actually beat our first video game together the other day. It was a video game. Thank you. It was a video game on the Nintendo Switch called Luigi's Mansion 3.
Good game.
And the way we did it is that my daughters, we try to limit the YouTube as much as we can because there's a lot of garbage on it. But
we're on YouTube, so that tells you all you need to know.
Just look at this right here. But so my oldest daughter loves watching videos on, video game gameplay because she likes the cutscenes and the gameplay of Luigi's Mansion 3. So for the last 3 levels of the game, she watched videos on it, and I was unfamiliar with it. I just kind of go with the flow. Whenever they want to play, I pop it on. I'm like, hey, I get to play video games for a little bit with the kids. So what I did actually is that I just kind of played, and I let her guide me through it. So she remembered what she was watching from the videos, and she was able to translate that over. And she's like, go there. That's how you kill him. That's how you do that. If you can't because the game's tricky and you got to like do different puzzles and all that kind of shit. So she was kind of explaining that to me, and she was like my guide through it. And I just kind of let her be. So
that's awesome.
To one point when we're at the very end, she's like, now, Dad, I know you're going to get frustrated, but really concentrate. Like, she knows me. She knows I get pissed at video games. I like to throw shit and swear. So she's already trying to calm me down. So I thought that was a fun moment. She got super happy once we defeated King Boo and beat the game. So it was kind of a fun moment. But to see her kind of be my guide through that and her remember, I'm like, oh, she's pretty good actually. She was paying attention. So hopefully that translates to school as well. But if it doesn't, well, we still got my guide through the video game. So
that's awesome. Congrats to her. Very cool. I still remember like the first video game I beat all on my own. There was like this sense of excitement as a kid, like you did it. It definitely wasn't a Sega game or a Nintendo game because those were damn near impossible. It was a PS1 game, but
this game is hard as hell too. You played that one, Justin. Like,
it took me a while to get through.
If your timing is not on point, like you did.
Yeah.
So
it's the best Ghostbusters game out there. That's not a Ghostbusters game.
Yeah, it really is.
So, All right. Well, that's exciting. I'm excited to do that once Maddie gets old enough. She just started crawling this week, so we'll see I figure she'll be playing video games by next month, hopefully. Then at this rate,
easily.
We'll start her off with the old stuff, the 2-button Nintendo controller. All right. Well, let's get to some baseball. Let's go.
Baseball.
Welcome back to Major League Baseball. Sort of.
Taking a look at Chicago's 2 favorite teams and other happenings around the MLB.
All right, we're going to start with the good old Southsiders of Chicago, the Southside Hitmen, the good guys that wear black, the Chicago White Sox. Vinny, where do we want to start? Because Greg is taking a vow of silence, I believe, on this one.
Gonna mute myself.
Start at the beginning.
All right, so the Sox were swept by the Rascals themselves, the Cleveland Guardians, and they've had the Leori Garcia legend himself in the 3-hole.
That is so bad. That is absolutely brutal.
Thank you, Hawk.
That was excellent.
Dynamite drop in.
Unworthy of the White Sox.
So the question is, are the Sox just super unlucky? Is Tony La Russa actively, corrupting them?
The Sox are missing their brains right now. That's all I'll say.
Well, I know that not Eloy. Was it Luis Robert has a groin strain now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Leori can play outfield, can he? And still stay. He can play outfield.
Just remember, for 1 year, he was our starting center fielder and leadoff man for Renteria's first year. So
the good thing is though he can keep batting in the 3-hole and just play outfield now. It's the perfect situation.
He's gotten better. He's going to go back to center field and he's going to be in the 3-hole. Not even leading off 3-hole. Look at that.
So just to bring this whole situation full circle, I was listening to 670 The Score today, and it was Spiegel, and I believe Ant Heron was in for Parkins. So here's an interesting stat that was brought up today. The worst, if you take a look at all the lineups from 2010 for all of Major League Baseball, Leori Garcia is in the top 5 all time of having the worst career OPS on the team and the worst career OPS for the season and still batting in the 3-hole.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know who the manager was the last time someone had the worst career OPS of their career and the worst career OPS of the season on the Sox that batted in the 3-hole when that happened?
Is it La Russa?
It was from 1980 something when La Russa batted or La Russa managed. So he's nothing if not consistent, Greg.
Yeah.
Seriously, what the hell is he doing? Is he gone off the rails? Is he?
Well, you look at
too many mimosas for breakfast.
Hey, first of all, he's a Hall of Famer baseball guy. So
first of all, he went on this whole thing about how we had this double header going, and how his excuse for that travesty of the Game 2 lineup was that guys needed rest. And you know who called him out on it was Ozzie Guillen, which I love Ozzie. But good. These are division games that we need to win against a lesser opponent. I mean, not according to the final score, obviously, but this lineup is just not conducive to any sort of run scoring or anything. And it was Leori, Adam Hazley in the lineup. Vaughn, they're all mixed, mashed, and jumbled. I mean, we had Eloy down, we had Jose in the cleanup. It was just a terrible looking lineup, and it didn't. I mean, we got absolutely nothing from it. So, I don't understand Leori. That makes no sense. He has probably the worst numbers. I don't know how many games he's played, but it seems like he's played every goddamn day. I mean, he's got an 0.77 batting average, 0.77 on base. I mean, he's not hitting the ball. He's playing bad defense. What's the point of even having him in the starting lineup right now? I mean, he's going to be on the team. He's a utility guy. He plays a lot of places, but he's doing nothing right.
No.
So that just blows my mind. I mean, 2 and 3 are key spots in the lineup. I mean, the idea is you have TA and Luis get on, which they can't do anyway. And then the 3 and 4 drive him in. That's how it's always been. I mean, that's how it's been, since La Russa was around. But all Leori does is ground into double play, if anything. So that automatically eliminates that. So it really makes no sense from any kind of perspective, including the basic one, unless you guys have any knowledge behind that. Please tell me if you think like a good reason for it. Please, I would love to hear it.
I don't think
I haven't seen one yet.
I don't know, Vinny. You got any? I honestly, obviously, I haven't listened and watched as many games as you guys for the White Sox, but you
know what this reminds me of, and I don't think you guys remember this, but in 2010, the Twins manager Ron Gardenhire, when he would give Joe Mauer a break, he wouldn't change his lineup around a lot. It was usually kind of, his guys. I mean, there was more no batting cleanup. There was Kadire in there, Jason Kubel, if you remember any of those names. But if he had to give Joe Mauer a break, he would take the backup catcher, who was Mike Redman at the time I'm thinking of, and instead of messing up the rest of the lineup, which was working, especially the core at 4, 5, and 6, at least at the time, he would just put Mike Redman in for Mauer as catching and in the number 3 spot, and then just keep everything else in order. I remember him doing that. He did that against a White Sox a lot, which is why I remember that was the first. That was the first thing that popped in my mind. But to me, this is a completely different situation. I mean, this is just putting a bad player at the moment into a key spot in the lineup. It just, I don't get it.
No, I don't think there's much to get.
Like spelling Abreu either, because Abreu should be in the 3 spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's where he hits.
Yeah. So I that didn't make any sense.
You're moving. That's a good point. You're moving your number 3 hitter out of the spot, who's doing, okay. I mean, none of them are doing great right now, but that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I don't know what Tony's thinking. We know what he's drinking, but we don't know what he's thinking. So,
well, they lost today. They got swept by the Guardians, which was kind of surprising.
That's terrible. That is awful.
Not a good look. Guardians are in first place in the Central now for the AL at least. Yeah. But you got a 3-game series against Minnesota, followed by a series against Kansas City. So knocking out those early division games in the AL Central. The Sox.
This was a good moment too to win another 2 games out of the series or whatever. We couldn't do it. So it's bad. It's just it wasn't fun to watch or listen to. So
well,
one more thing on the White Sox. Oh, go ahead, Vinny.
I was just gonna say the one thing to note with the White Sox is I think they're kind of extremely unlucky right now with their hitting. I haven't been able to listen to too many games. I can't find a radio affiliate where I can stream the game through the radio on the TuneIn app or whatever that is.
Can you just go to the ESPN 1000 app? That's what I just do.
And so I get blacked out.
Do you really?
Yeah. The Odyssey app and trying to listen to the Cubs. So yes, MLB's blackout has now reached the radio waves and streaming.
No.
So absolutely,
or take it over.
But my favorite White Sox account, Jay, I think it's Cuda, Cuda.
Yeah.
He's all about the stats. He put together a graphic today with team barrel percentage versus team BABIP. We talked about BABIP last week. It's kind of a metric to see how lucky or unlucky you are. But barrel rate, for those of you that don't know, is a batted ball with similar hit types in exit velocity and launch angles that has led to a minimum of a 500 batting average and a 1.500 slugging percentage. It has to have a minimum exit velocity of 98 miles per hour to be considered barreled. So looking at the White Sox, their barrel percentage is the highest in the league right now at almost 12%. Their BABIP is under 250 right now. So they're getting the barrel on the barrel on the ball, but they aren't finding the open spaces. So how much of that is unlucky? Just how much of that is just them just hitting fly balls in the outfield and them not, carrying. So maybe when the weather warms up, those balls will carry out of the field for home runs. So
that's the hope.
I think they're a little bit unlucky right now. So hopefully when the weather warms up, these guys can start hitting home runs instead of deep fly outs. So yeah, I thought that was very interesting that they're kind of more unlucky right now, and it's unfortunately taking an effect on just bad play. But they're also not playing well on defense. I know Anderson's had almost an error per game.
4 errors the last 3 games.
Yeah, not good.
Terrible.
But
got something going on in his head right now. It's all mental with that.
Yeah,
it's all mental.
Yeah. So hopefully he can get that cleaned up.
Well, fingers crossed for Greg's sake, at least.
Yeah.
All I see is L. And yeah, that does. I mean, I did not know that. That's interesting. But get Leor out of the goddamn 3 spot.
Any what's the wager? You guys think he'll be in the lineup tomorrow?
Oh, he's DFA tomorrow.
Well,
he won't be, but
that's
no,
not gonna happen.
Let me qualify. I really like Leori Garcia. I think, I was really happy when they re-signed him. I'm just not happy with the way Tony's using him right now. I have no problem with him being on this team. I think he's a important piece to this team. I do not like where Tony La Russa is putting him right now.
There's something to be said for slot allocation. You have a guy that has a specific role. You have to keep him in that role if you want him to be successful. And once you start to deviate that, he's not going to be successful and people are going to turn on him. And that's exactly what's happening. Or they're going to turn on Tony because he keeps doing it when he knows he shouldn't. Maybe he doesn't know he shouldn't be, but he keeps doing it anyway.
I will easily turn on Tony. Not a problem.
I would love to hear another why Tony La Russa should not be the manager video from I think it's coming. It might be coming. A couple more losses, it might be coming.
Well, we got, like you said, we got the Twin Series coming up, and you know how much I despise our Canadian friends. So yeah.
There you go.
I know they're not really Canadian, but they're close. It's close enough.
A second. I was like, wait, where's it going with
close
this?
enough.
Geography.
Yeah.
Shout out Jake Hahn.
Well, yes, we'll get Jake on the phone about this one. Unfortunately, another train wreck the last couple nights has been the Cubs. Their offense has looked good. They split the series in Colorado, and granted, Coors Field, you can hit the ball, but they were just pounding the ball. A lot of doubles. I thought I read somewhere was like the most doubles in a 4-game series for the recent past, I should say, something like that. So they're looking really good, but now, we're back to struggling. They had Mark Leiter Jr., who
number 62.
I don't know why he's. I know. I guess they don't. Alzolay's hurt, so there's not really many guys you can call to. But he looks good through one time around the lineup, and then he gets blown out, and that's exactly what happened with the farm team that is the Pittsburgh Pirates today. And Justin Steele had a really rough go yesterday as well. Again, looked good the first round of the lineup, and then it was like they caught on really quick. And Stroman, same thing. Stroman looked really bad the other night, made an amazing Gold Glove catch on the pitcher's mound, but besides that, not good. So their pitching's kind of hurting them a little bit. Keegan Thompson has been unbelievable. I know, Vinny, I think you added that to the lineup. Not lineup, the outline, sorry. And then also Seiya Suzuki just continues to kill both in right field and at the plate. I don't know. What would you like to add, Vinny? What are you hearing and seeing from what you've caught on the highlights of the Cubs games?
Well, I mean, was it Keegan Thompson? Was it coming into this week? I think, or I guess after his last outing, he had the most innings pitched for the entire pitching staff. That includes starters for the Cubs, and he hasn't given up a run yet. I think he's leading the team in strikeouts as well. I mean, he's been fantastic coming out of the pen. I know people are starting to mumble about him moving into the rotation because the rotation is very thin right now.
Yes, it is.
I don't know. He was in the rotation last year and struggled mightily after being in the pen and being very good coming out of the pen. I would say if it's not broke, don't try to fix it.
I think you're right.
Keep him where he's at. He's doing great unless, somebody else goes down. It's unfortunate they traded Corey Abbott to the Giants today. for cash considerations, the Cubs' favorite prospect.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would have been nice for him to get a shot, Corey Abbott, as a starter, but that didn't happen. So they're sticking with Mark. Is it Leiter or Leader?
Leiter.
A Leiter. Yeah, it's Al Leiter. Al Leiter's nephew,
son, right?
I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or nephew?
Yeah.
It's Mark Leiter's son.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, Al Leiter's son's the good pitcher with Texas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Jack Leiter or something.
Yeah.
So,
the Leiter family is alive and well.
The Cubs decided to stick with him. It doesn't seem to be working out right now as a starter. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they can start getting some guys back, just like the White Sox need to get some of their starting pitching back. Maybe they DFA Dallas Keuchel finally, and he can forever be off the White Sox roster now that he's taught them how to win.
He didn't teach us anything. We didn't win anything.
This guy sucks.
He's done nothing for us.
But the Cubs also made another move. They acquired Sean Newcomb from Atlanta for Jesse Chavez.
Yep.
Chavez goes back to Atlanta after being there last year and pitching well. He didn't pitch too well with the Cubs this year. And the Cubs get a cost-controlled pitcher. Newcomb's coming out of the bullpen right now. He was a starter a couple years ago, and I just remember he would give it to the Cubs whenever they would play. So hopefully Tommy Hotovy in the pitching science lab, pitch lab, can correct any issues that's going on with Newcomb right now. And yeah, he can hopefully maybe be a starter down the road, because he was a really good starter when he came on with Atlanta. So I would love to see him stick and this be one of those, kind of Jake Arrieta. It would be awesome if it was like that, where he comes on and just pitches lights out again, like he was with Atlanta. But I know, looking at on Twitter, people, fans of Atlanta said that, he kind of got a rough go after his really good year with Atlanta. It seems like they kind of screwed with him, I guess, pitching wise, and I kind of threw him off his game. So hopefully whatever is wrong, the Cubs can correct, and he can tap into that potential that he had at one point. So,
well, I mean, fingers crossed. I was kind of sad to see Jesse Chavez go. I mean, not because he's been playing good, but the first go around he had with the Cubs, I thought he was really good. I really enjoyed him, and I was kind of excited to see what he could do coming back. But obviously, he did not have it the first couple go rounds of innings he pitched this season. So there you go. And then, yeah, I mean, really, the main reason to watch the Cubs right now is Seiya Suzuki. He's killing it. I love him. I wish we could clone him and have him at every position. So let's go around Major League Baseball. Late last week, our former Cubs manager, Joe Madden, strikes again. I will argue this to the day I die. He wants to be the smartest guy in the room. I don't. So if you didn't catch, what's that?
Smartest room in the guy. Is that what you're going to say?
He could probably tell you why he's the smartest room in the guy too. He intentionally walked Corey Seager, I believe, right? When they played the Dodgers. Does that sound right?
It was Corey Seager, yeah.
Yes.
Give the old Barry Bonds treatment.
And don't get me wrong, Corey Seager is very good. I don't think he deserves an intentional walk with the bases loaded. And then I know that inning kind of blew up on them. However, the Angels did manage to come back and win, which in my mind just tells Joe Madden this worked. Let's do it again. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I thought it was kind of silly. I don't know. I know Fergie Jenkins was not happy. I saw on Twitter about it.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of baseball. And I know I've gone on record saying I'm a Joe Madden guy. And I remember that time with the Cubs when he walked Harper or intentionally walked or just. I don't know if they were all IBBs each time, but he just walked Harper 5 times in that game when he was still the Cubs manager. Yeah, I don't like to see that, but I mean, it's not for me. I think it was and it came back to bite him in the ass actually, because I think the sack fly happened. They ended up winning the game, but still, I mean, was kind of like Joe Madden costing his team a win. You know, I mean, I'm sure you guys remember that feeling. So in a much bigger moment, obviously, but yeah, I don't really care for that.
Vinny, what about you?
What in the hell are you doing?
You got to be bleeping me.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like he said, Justin, he wants to be the smartest guy in the room, and unfortunately, them winning just probably solidified that in his mind. Not the biggest Joe Madden fan. I know he was part of the reason why the Cubs were World Series champions, but I also believe that he was also the reason why they almost blew.
They won in spite of him.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, if it wasn't
in the World Series, yeah.
I mean, the moves he made in that game were just mind-numbingly stupid. Taking Hendricks out and throwing in John Lester, who's like historically awful, coming into a non-clean inning.
Yep.
You know, kind of coming out of the pen in general. So yeah, he's an idiot. I'm sorry to put it lightly. With all due respect, he's an idiot.
They are 8-5. They lead the AL West.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that holds up.
I was listening to
162-game season.
Yes, they were talking about how they think this might be the year. If they don't do so well, he might be on the hot seat eventually. So we'll see where his RV takes him next if he does leave LA in the Angels. Yeah, the only other thing I want to say before we get to Vinny's who's hot, who's not around the league. If you haven't seen this, go on Google and just search Texas baseball home run pitcher tackle.
That was great.
If you're not familiar with what happened, this was Weatherford College, and this was in the North Texas Junior College Athletic Conference. Apparently, the guy that was at the plate was Josh Phillips. He hit a go-ahead home run, and the Weatherford pitcher, as the base runner is rounding third, the pitcher just full-on sprints and decks him, full-on football tackles him to the ground, spears him. Yes.
That was a hell of a hit.
So it says here, for safety of teams, fans, and sports, the umpire shut the game down. They're using the video as an investigation into being conducted by the school and the police department of Weather College. The video had 4.6 million views as of Thursday afternoon. And it suspended many players for leaving the dugout. The league suspended 2 games for all players from the the NCTC team that were in the dugout or bullpen, and any assistant coaches that stepped onto the field. It also suspended 4 additional Weatherford College players as assistant coaches. But apparently the pitcher did not like, there was some taunting going on, and he just took it upon himself to full-blown spear this guy that hit a home run. So,
well, since suspensions were handed out, hopefully those players were able to beat the shit out of that guy. At least hopefully they got a couple knocks. And I don't think it did. They did from the video, but hopefully someone got a spike in there or something.
It did say that they were looking at expulsion, just expelling this guy from the college because they thought it was such a bad look.
Wow.
Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. But just a bad look all around, but a hell of a video to watch. So if you want to Google Texas College pitcher tackles baseball runner or base runner, and you'll get a good show. So, all right. Yes, Vinny.
Go ahead, Greg.
No, I just had one more thing for you guys, but go ahead and say what you.
I was going to say, Justin, did you say that the people that stepped on the field got suspended as well?
I believe that's what this article from Texas says. Yes,
that's what you do.
Makes
though.
No sense whatsoever. Because from the video, and hats off to everybody involved that wasn't the pitcher, even the guy that got tackled. Everybody else just went about their business. They just pulled the pitcher off.
They broke it up. Yeah, broke it up.
Not like they, had this big brouhaha.
No, it wasn't a brawl.
Beating on each other. Even the guy that got tackled just got up and stepped on the base, home plate to score his run. And I don't know. I thought it was great by everybody. It didn't turn into anything else.
It could have gotten much worse.
Yeah, for sure. Someone could have pulled their belt out and started using that as a weapon.
Too bad no one did.
The aluminum bats. I don't know.
It could have been worse. And so I don't know. I think that's a little. Maybe they can appeal it, and
they might.
Yeah, because that really didn't turn into much of a a post brawl or anything.
No, it was over very quick.
Yeah.
But it was just strange. You saw this guy like run like Usain Bolt and just spear this guy. Totally didn't see it coming at all.
He was that fast.
No, he wasn't that fast.
It was a good.
I was going to say Ezra Miller in the Flash, but that's not a good look either.
Yeah, definitely, probably is. Yeah, Ezra Miller type, no doubt. Just a punk.
Right.
Yes.
I had something for you guys.
Sure.
I don't know if you heard this or not. I heard this on John Boy talking baseball. Do you know what Michael Givens, Drew Smiley, and Marcus Stroman all have in common?
They're pitching for the Cubs. That's all I got.
Very good, Justin.
Thank you.
Besides that,
I do not.
They are. Any guesses, Vinny?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I know this. So I found this interesting. They were talking about Miguel Cabrera as he approaches 3,000. I don't think he got it today. I think he's still stuck on 299.
He was intentionally
walked. He was intentionally walked. Yes, by the Yankees. Either way, so when talking about that, they were talking about pitchers that have never given up a hit to Miguel Cabrera. And believe it or not, Stroman, Givens, and Smiley are the three active players who have faced Cabrera the most and have never given up a hit to him. He has never gotten a hit off of those three guys. And they're currently the three, like Cabrera's had the most plate appearances. I don't know which order it is, but it just happens to be those three, and they're all pitching for the same team. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
It's crazy that he's still playing at a decent level. I remember when he was coming up with Florida, I think he was playing there. He was their third base initially in 03 or 02. I know it was 03. He was in that playoff series against the Cubs, and that's kind of when I had finally learned about him. But wow. All right. That's an awesome little stat. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Vinny, are you ready for who's hot, who's not?
Never, but here we go.
All right.
And now, folks, it's time for
Who's hot?
So damn hot.
Oh, hot.
Because I'm a hot little potato right now. And who's not?
I'm afraid that the conditioners left me cold.
Freezing my Royal Rastafarian name off.
This guy sucks.
All right, Vinny, tell us who's hot and who's not.
Well, can you guess who is hot for the Chicago Cubs?
Seiya Suzuki.
Absolutely. He is hitting 375, on base percentage 600, slugging 688 for a 1.288 OPS, weighted runs created plus 251, and a BABIP of 556. Now, if you remember last week, his BABIP was 375, so it has increased over the week. So he's finding more holes in the defense. Yes, he's still on fire. Finally, David Ross has moved him into the 2 spot. I don't know.
That's where he should hit, I think.
I would like to see him in the 3 spot and maybe leave Madrigal there at the 2 spot because he was doing pretty well.
I don't like Madrigal.
You got to get people on base to knock him in.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think Madrigal gets on base that much.
He's what? I think he was over 300 on base percentage.
Was he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, better than Rafael.
I can't watch the Cubs, so
yeah. You can always know on 670.
Yes.
Yeah. So he is still on fire from last week. Who is not on fire? Justin, do you know who is not on fire for the Cubs?
Let me think here. I'm thinking of their lineup. I want Jason Hayward.
I'm referring to you because you should know this.
I should.
You don't like this guy.
I don't like.
Well, you always think he's garbage.
Who do I think is garbage? Oh, Ian Happ. He went from great to whoosh.
Well, he had that 700 BABIP. So
yes.
Yeah. He is hitting over the last week. He's hitting 217 on base percentage of 250, slugging of 217 with an OPS of 467, weighted runs created of 36, and a BABIP of 313. So his BABIP has come way down, and it is reflected in his total splits. So yes, he is cold this past week. Hopefully he can get back to where he was before. But yeah, the past week has not been too kind to Ian Happ. So hopefully he can turn that around. And just going forward, I'll be refreshing where whoever was hot the week before and was not the week before. So obviously, hot last week for the Cubs was Seiya. He's still on fire. But last week, Patrick Wisdom was the gentleman that was cold. Now he did not make the minimum number of plate appearances. He had 21 plate appearances, but if he did, he would have been the hottest hitter for the Cubs.
He's doing really well.
Yes, he's hit 421, on base percentage of 476, slugging 1,000, so an OPS of 1.476. His weighted runs created over the last week 309, and his BABIP is 545. And his weighted runs created last week was minus 57, so a huge 180. Turn there for him. So hopefully he can keep that up, and that'll help. I think he had a hit. At least a hit tonight, a double, and he had a run scored. So good for him for turning it around. I know a lot of people are already, calling for him to be, DFA'd, and I know we kind of laid in on him last week too. So hopefully, he can
power the podcast. We talk about him,
right? Yeah,
he goes up.
Yeah, listen to it, and he's going to show us, right? And he sure did. So, all right, let's go to the White Sox. Yeah. It's not pretty.
I was like, you can't be serious for someone who's hot. There is nobody.
Right? Do you know who? Can you name the hottest hitter for the White Sox right now? Maybe
Tim Anderson, but I wouldn't call him.
There you
hot.
go. It is Tim Anderson. He's hitting 316 over the last week, on base percentage of 350, slugging a robust 368 for an OPS of 718. So, and I do this by rankings of OPS. So he is the best hitter right now in terms of OPS for the White Sox.
Well, he goes to the bottom still because, go ahead with the weighted runs created.
Weighted runs created of 118 and a BABIP of 375.
That's about as many as he's given up in the field. So that balances out back to 0.
Yeah, not good. Do you know who the coldest, or the person that is not the hottest hitter?
Oh, Justin knows.
Is it Leori Garcia?
No, he never.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, he's still on the frozen list.
Oh, okay.
But probably has to be Luis Robert. He's 0 for the century. So, well, he did get 2 hits yesterday or today, but he 0 for the century before that. He didn't get a hit against the Rays.
He was, zeros across the board and a weighted runs created plus of minus 100.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, that I'm not so worried about. That's just a little thing going on. He's not that player, so
yeah.
It's still bad.
Yep. And Luis Robert was the hottest hitter last week, and he's now the coldest hitter this week.
Yeah.
The person that was not last week was Josh Harrison. He did not make the plate attempts this.
Yeah, because he's dead.
He's also 0 for just like Luis Robert. He did not get a single hit in the last week
because he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only excuse. That's the only excuse Greg's taking.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're alive and able to put on a uniform. You better be dead if you're gonna put up that kind of production, you bum. I really like Josh Harrison, but
I do too.
I'm going to be angry at many White Sox players. Luis Robert, though, I'm not too concerned about. That's just, that
hopefully
happens,
he can get his groin straightened out and be back.
The TA stuff really. He might be the hottest hitter at the plate. He's a fantastic hitter, fantastic leadoff man. But those errors in the field are damning and very, very I wouldn't say concerning, but he's got a little glitch happening up there right now. Those are mental errors he's making. That's just not, he's not getting beat by those plays. Something was stuck in his head or something. So he needs to fix that and get back to it. So
all right.
So in addition, this week, since some of the people listening to the podcast are not White Sox or Chicago Cub fans, I've added in who's hot and who's not in the MLB. So, gentlemen, do you guys know who is hot in the MLB this past week? Greg, I'm going to defer to you.
I've got one, but it's not who you have on your list.
Okay.
My guy is Zach Collins.
Oh.
he's tearing it up for Toronto.
He is their best hitter right now, but he's not the hottest hitter.
Right,
he is the MLB.
He is. He's doing great out there. I'm like, oh, gee, thanks, Zach. Couldn't do that for us, but
Nolan Arenado. I have no idea. Then,
Greg, I'm going to defer back to you, and I'm going to tell you it was your NL MVP pick.
Oh, my NL MVP pick, which was my NL MVP pick. Who the hell was it? Oh, Manny Machado. I'm sorry.
There you go. Manny Machado. He is the hottest hitter in the MLB right now with a 481 batting average, 533 on base percentage, slugging 889 for an OPS of 1.422.
There we go.
Runs created of 305 and a BABIP of 476. And I think we all know who the coldest hitter in the MLB is.
Luis.
Yes.
Oh, the zeros.
Yes, Luis Robert.
Well, you said before though, Justin. I think Arenado is tearing it up though.
He's doing well,
St.
unfortunately,
right now.
I
was watching the. I don't know. I was watching the Marlins Cardinals earlier, and I know he's having a good go around now too. But my guy Manny, could have been a White Sox, not a White Sox.
On the cold, the White Sox had two players, I think, in like the bottom 10, and Grandal is the other cold hitter for the White Sox right now. So, yeah, they really need to turn it around offensively.
Yes,
especially here. But that is who's hot and who's not. So.
All right,
excellent. Thank you, Vinny. All right, before we get to whatever, I just real quick want to talk Bulls. So, can we do some very abridged Bulls talk?
He's on fire!
Feeling defense. Whoa! I don't play defense.
Boom shakalaka!
All right, you're gonna have to listen to Mike on this, guys. Okay. Listen up.
Charles Barkley. It's a wannabe who looks like him.
All right, so real quick, we can make this short. The Bulls put up a hell of a fight in game one. They took the lead at the end of the fourth quarter and then lost it. I was kind of bummed about that, but it went a lot better than I thought. I honestly thought they were going to get blown out because let's be realistic. The last 6 weeks, they have played like absolute garbage if you've watched any of the Bulls games. But last night, holy cow, I caught the second half. DeMar DeRozan put up 41 points on the Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had a quote from the first game. He said, "No way in hell I shoot 6 for 25 again." After his performance in game one, he shot obviously much better in game two. He said, "No matter what you do in the regular season, this is a brand new start and a new mindset. You guys could see it in their eyes. It doesn't matter if we lost 20 times to the Bucks. This is an opportunity for us, and we're going to take advantage of it." So the Bucks have some issues. Middleton is hurt. He's got a sprained MCL. Who else? Bobby Portis has got a scratched eyeball. So you kind of just leveled the playing field. They could, stranger things have happening. They could win this series and knock out the defending NBA champs. I don't know. It's exciting. I'm back on the Bulls bandwagon.
You're back. I was going to say, I have not returned to the Bulls yet.
Oh, it was fun last night.
Game 3, so we'll see. Maybe I'm doing them more of a service by not watching them, possibly. So,
well, if you tune in, I'll let you. I'll keep you posted.
Greg,
what'd you say?
As soon as you started watching, they started tanking.
That is true. Yeah. Well, you can blame Rob Manfred for that, though. So I couldn't watch baseball. So.
There you go. If you're a Bulls fan, enjoy it. It was just crazy to see the Bulls win a playoff game since I think it's been 5 years, but I'll be honest, I did not watch a lot of the Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade and who was the third?
Jimmy Butler.
Thank you, Jimmy Butler. I didn't watch a lot of that team. They just weren't very likable. These Bulls are just a super likable team. Yes. All right, so let's move on. It's time for whatever.
Now it's time for Whatever.
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 Whatever you want. Whatever I want.
Whatever, dude. Irrelevant. Whatever, dude.
All right, Greg, this is your gig. Take it away.
And what do you know? I actually have a computer and working a microphone this time. I'm not doing this from my phone.
Stop putting Leori in the.
Yeah, whoever that guy is.
Sorry, guys.
Whoever that guy is, he is damn
Speaks
right.
the truth.
Let's get him on the show. He can take my spot. So, either way, welcome to Whatever Baseball and Whatever. I was almost going to say, I am Greg. Welcome to Countdown to the Show, but enough of that BS. Welcome to Whatever. We are going to be counting down. This is going to be one of those revealing whatevers where you discover something new about your fellow co-hosts and everything, or maybe not. Maybe it's everything you already knew about them and their love for chick flicks. Justin, excuse me. Either way, yes, that is correct. As you may have saw on Twitter, on Facebook, we are ranking or counting down our favorite or our top 5 chick flicks, romantic comedies, rom-coms. Is that what you called them before, Justin? Is that a thing?
You guys never have heard the term rom-com for romantic comedy?
I might have. I don't know though. You might have been the first time I've heard it.
Well, hey, I'm glad that I could expand your knowledge on such a topic.
Thank you. So we will be counting down ours, and we will also be reading yours. And thank you for everyone who has submitted your chick flicks. We will be reading those probably towards the end of this, but we will get started. So
can I just interject real quick?
Yes, please do.
I know I am the one who obviously enjoys the chick flicks more than the three of us, but can we just say it was not my idea for this topic? This was a Vincent Francis Jankowicz the fourth topic.
That is correct.
Not there's anything wrong with that. I'm just throwing that out there. All right, continue. Sorry.
So me personally, I have a list right here of movies that came to mind. I do not have them ranked once again. I have a rough idea. Actually, I think I have a pretty good idea, so I'll be doing it as I go. They're not on a list. But how did this go for you guys with chick flicks and everything? Vinny, I know you said you had 1 and 2 locked down. The rest was difficult. How did it go for the rest of the time?
It was pretty good. I got a long list of honorable mentions.
Oh, really? See, I don't have any honorable mentions.
Oh, you just have the 5, Justin?
I got the 5, and that's it.
So what was that? 1, 2, 3, pretty easy for you?
One, I'd say, honestly, I had an idea of what I thought my 5 would be, and then I just kind of moved them around a little bit here and there throughout the week, based on how I was feeling. So no, I think within like 10 minutes I had this done after Vinny said let's go with this topic. So
very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah.
All right, chick flicks. Here we go. I'm going to learn something about our fellow co-host today. So, and what we like in our chick flicks. So, who wants to kick us off? Raise your hand.
Justin can.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Look at his hand go up. So we will go Justin, Vinny, Greg.
All right. I'm going to go with this one. Takes place in Chicago. So it's got bonus points right there. It's got a great.
Just go ahead.
Focuses around the L tracks, which I have had way too many negative experiences on the L train in Chicago when I've taken it. It's got a great cast. It's got Peter Boyle, Jack Warden, Bill Pullman, Peter Gallagher, and good old Sandy Bullock. And that is While You Were Sleeping. And it takes place during the holidays, so it can kind of double as a Christmas movie as well.
Oh, there you go.
Which,
double down.
You know my love for Christmas. It gets bonus points there. So it just broke into my top 5. It's not necessarily one I'm going to sit down and watch if I see it on, but I do appreciate it. I do enjoy it. And I love Peter Boyle in general, so anything he's in, I'm going to sit down and watch. I just absolutely love him.
Peter Boyle is solid.
He's a great guy. If you're not familiar with it, Sandra Bullock plays a character who is has a crush on this business guy that's always buying tickets from her on the train, which is kind of funny. This movie could not be made in 2022 because I don't think those jobs exist anymore. At least on the L platform, you just put in your credit card and you get a transit card.
It's all in the Ventra app now.
Yes. Oh, so that's how long it's been since I've been on the L. And he somehow gets knocked over the platform. I don't know if he's mugged or robbed or if he just trips. I don't remember. All three of those are possible in Chicago. And she runs onto the tracks and saves him from getting squished and run over by the L tracks. And she pretends to be his fiance until the family finds out she's not really the fiance. So there you go. I enjoy it. If you haven't seen it and you're looking for a cheesy, fun movie that takes place in Chicago while you were sleeping, is a good one. So that's my number 5.
Awesome. Good call.
Yeah.
Vinny, your turn.
My number 5 is Crazy Stupid Love. Don't know if you guys know this one with Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Julianne Moore.
Yeah. I don't know if I saw that movie.
I don't know. I like it. It's funny.
Steve Carell, you can't go wrong.
Julianne Moore, they end up splitting, getting separated. And it's kind of like Steve Carell. He's like this dorky old guy, dad and everything like that. And Ryan Gosling's like this playboy and kind of takes Steve Carell under his wing to try to pick up women and get back into dating. Because Julianne Moore is moving on from him and is dating who's Kevin Bacon and is the
oh wow
Kevin Bacon's in
I didn't even know he was in that.
I had to check this out.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it's Kevin Bacon. Yes, it is Kevin Bacon. I'm looking at IMDb right now. So it's a funny movie. There's a lot of stuff that kind of ties in. So there's like kind of a bigger reveal, shocker at the end of the movie. Marissa Tomei's in it as well. So it's got George Costanza's interest. And so, yeah, it makes number 5 just because it's a funny movie. A lot of the ones I have on here have some good humor in them, so they aren't too serious of chick flicks.
Yeah,
like
more rom-coms.
Stuff like that. Yep. So, yeah, number 5 for me is Crazy Stupid Love.
Awesome. I have not seen that one, but I love Steve Carell, so maybe I'll give it a look.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I never saw it either. So good cast, though. All right. Here you go. I'm going all chick flick on this one right here.
I was going to say, when I think of chick flicks, I think of Greg Probst. So I'm very excited to see this list.
So I'm going with one that I saw with my wife, Ashley, when it first came out, when we first started dating. And these are going to be our lives pretty soon again. Because we are expecting, and that movie is What to Expect When You're Expecting. You guys ever see that? It's got one of these ensemble casts. It's got like 3 storylines going on at the same time. It was a movie based on that, famous book of all the things you go through with pregnancy and everything. It's got, like almost every, there's a bunch of big names in that movie, but yeah, it's all right.
Is it just them talking about what to expect when they're expecting, or is there any more to the plot?
Yeah, it's just going through the pregnancies, different things that can happen.
Sure.
Like 4 or 5, it's actually like 4 or 5 different storylines happening simultaneously.
Okay.
It's like one of those mosh pit movies, like the Valentine's Day or something like that, only it's a little bit better written, I suppose.
It's kind of like
it's not as dumb, I guess, but
if you took Pulp Fiction but replaced all the bad stuff and put in Expecting Mothers, that's what you'd get, I guess.
Pretty much. So
is it shot out of order by chance? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it might be. Who knows? But yeah, so that not much more to say about it, I guess.
All right.
I don't really have anything to say about most of these movies, but yeah, Ash, my wife loves it, so and we saw it together, so that makes my number 5, I suppose. So those are the only reasons I have.
Fair enough.
Nice.
All right, my number 4. This is more of a cheesy one, but I do have a soft spot for this because of the cast: Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, Rita Wilson, Bill Pullman again, because Bill Pullman's awesome.
Oh, the Bill Pullman episode.
Top 5 Bill Pullman movies. I think we have a future category here.
2 birds with 1 stone, right?
I can tell you what's not going to be on there: Independence Day 2, because that movie is garbage. Anyway, the good one that I'm talking about is Sleepless in Seattle. It's a classic. I love it. Takes place in Seattle. Oddly enough, it kind of makes me one day want to check it out, not because of the movie, because it just looks like a cool place to check out. But Rosie O'Donnell's in this movie too.
Oh, that's right. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
But no, if you're not familiar with it, Tom Hanks's wife has passed away. He's got an 8-year-old son, and he calls into like one of those overnight talk shows. And talks about how his dad is so sad. He misses his mom, but his mom's gone, and he wishes he would date again. And all of a sudden, all these women start writing in saying they would love to meet this guy. And Meg Ryan's character ends up leaving her boyfriend, fiance, I don't remember, Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
To go out to Seattle and kind of stalk him a little bit, kind of creepy, but things turn out okay. And then they end up at the Empire State Building in New York, and everything is happy-go-lucky. But it's a cute movie. It's fine, but it's definitely my number 4 on my list.
Shouldn't they have met at like the Space Needle?
Yeah, I don't know why I think it's because maybe she went back to New York because she was from New York, I think. So that he was going back to New York to find her. The roles were kind of reversed, but yeah.
He was stalking her then.
Yes, because stalking goes both ways. Especially in this movie.
Becomes a stalker.
Yes. So there you go. Yes, it says here she even writes to Sam proposing they meet atop the Empire State Building on Valentine's Day. And yeah, there you go. So that is my number 4, Sleepless in Seattle.
Nice. I think I saw that movie after I saw The Cable Guy. Do you remember? Because they referenced The Cable Guy. The Cable Guy said, "Hey, that's the way to get Leslie Mann's character back because Matthew Broderick's trying to, or he's like dating her or something."
Yes,
I was like, "Show her Sleepless in Seattle." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I went to go watch that movie afterwards. So.
That'll work. Yeah.
I don't know which one was better or which one was worse. So I don't mind The Cable Guy.
Cable Guy, I never really vibed with Cable Guy. It just kind of creeped me out as a kid.
It is creepy, but
is it because you're almost like Jim Carrey in that movie?
I am because of my knowledge of maybe.
Just kidding.
Okay, I didn't know where you were going with this.
I didn't know either. I just trying to confuse you.
Job well done.
Right.
Go ahead, Vinny. Number 4.
4 for me is could probably be considered a holiday movie. So I'm sure it could find its way on Justin's list, but it is Serendipity with Chicago native John Cusack and Jeremy Piven. Is it Piven?
Yes, Jeremy Piven.
Okay. Yeah. It's, lighthearted story.
But more importantly, Kate Beckinsale.
Yes. She's in that as well. And so is Eugene Levy. So you can't go wrong with a movie with Eugene Levy, who's probably the best person in that whole movie. As his character as the Bloomingdale salesman. But, the story's about, they meet shopping for Christmas. And then, they're supposed to, John Cusack's character says it's fate. Kate Beckinsale doesn't believe in fate. And so, then, it's just this whole thing of them end up meeting up, like a year later, pretty much. It's just a nice lighthearted story. My wife really likes it. And we do tend to watch that around the holidays. So, yep.
I feel like I saw that once. I want to say maybe one of the girls I dated in high school was really into that movie, and I was okay. I'm just not. John Cusack rubs me the wrong way.
I really don't like John Cusack.
No, he's just kind of an ass. Like, don't get me started on his Con Air rant again. But yeah. And Jeremy Piven, I've heard, is kind of a dick too in real life. I don't know if that's true. I cannot confirm or deny that.
As well.
He seems like he would be.
He kind
of got that vibe a little.
He's
bit.
a Chicago native guy too, if I'm not mistaken, or at least did some work out here. And I loved him in what was the HBO show?
Entourage.
I watched a lot of Entourage. I don't know if that's surprising or not surprising, but I really liked his character. But I don't know. It sounds like it was very close to real life Jeremy Piven too. So there you go. Good pick, Vinny.
Thank you.
All right. My turn. Number 4. What am I going to rank over here? Okay. I'm going to go with number 4, a movie called It's Complicated. You guys ever hear of this?
Oh, yeah. I think I do remember this. Is this a Ryan Reynolds joint?
No.
Then it is not what I'm thinking of.
No, are you thinking of The Proposal?
No, I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of the movie where he.
Definitely Maybe. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay. But that's not the one with Amy Smart, also, is it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think.
I remember what that one was.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Greg, but I don't remember what that's called.
Okay.
That's a holiday movie too, I think.
That one is.
I think
or this
so.
one is.
No, the one with Ryan Reynolds and
the Ryan Reynolds one.
Is that Just Friends?
Just Friends.
Oh,
there it is. Good job.
See, I must be the bigger.
Told you this would be revealing.
I know Vinny. See, I everyone thinks I'm the one that's all chick flick, but it's clearly Vinny. Not there's anything wrong with that.
I was waiting for
nothing wrong with that.
The verb right there. So or the
right.
It's complicated. Meryl Streep,
yes.
Solid. Alec Baldwin, Steve Martin, John Krasinski.
Yep.
Pretty. I mean, it's fine. It's cool. It's not a bad movie. Got good acting in it.
Yep.
What was it about again? I think it was about.
It's about.
I'm just kidding. It's about. Meryl Streep and Alec Baldwin are divorced, but they're trying to, or he's attempting to rekindle something because he hates the woman he's currently, or he was married to, or is married to, and then Steve Martin's kind of in the picture as another love interest. So, and I think John Krasinski's his son-in-law. There are other older kids involved. So, yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
Nothing says number 4 like it was fine.
It was fine. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Solid.
By the time we get to number 1, Greg's gonna be like, it wasn't bad.
By that time, it's got to be good, right? It's the only one that's good.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for him to work a Bond.
Vinny, you've seen this movie, haven't you?
Yes.
You liked it?
I'll be talking about this later.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
All right.
See, there you go. Stay tuned. More for the It's Complicated plot. So.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
My number 3, this was one I remember it always being on like TBS or TNT growing up. It's got a sequel as well. The sequel's not bad, but the first one's better. I love Steve Martin, Martin Short. So I'm going to go with Father of the Bride Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
I just love those two as actors. I loved Murders in the Building, which was on Hulu last year. I'm super excited for the second season on Hulu. I think it comes out later this year, maybe. I want to say they filmed it really quick, I heard. But anyway, I like Steve Martin. I like Martin Short as the wedding planner. His name is Frank, I believe.
Yes.
Karen Culkin, a very, very young Karen Culkin, plays the little brother. And then Kimberly Williams Paisley plays Annie, who is the bride who is getting married. But yeah, Steve Martin, I remember one of my favorite scenes is when he's like, oh, I don't need to go rent a tux. I'll go get my tux out of the trunk in the attic. And he puts it on and it is like 4 inches too short and super tight and he can't move. And he's got to take care of that. And just every single thing with the wedding just keeps adding more and more money. Which I don't know, Vinny, maybe your parents felt this way about, me and Greg marrying their daughters, that just things kept adding up very quickly. I don't know, but yeah, so I don't know where I'm going with this, but there was no Martin Short in our weddings, which was a bummer. But yeah, I love the movie. It's just a fun, goofy movie. Like I said, the sequel is okay. It's a little more far-fetched, but yeah, now having a daughter and seeing how he goes through that transition of, his giving his daughter away, I can kind of see.
That's going to be huge.
Granted, 6 months, a 6-month-old now, as opposed to a 25, 35-year-old woman giving them away is a little bit different, but I can see where it's going. So I definitely appreciate it a little bit more. That's my number 3, Father of the Bride. There you go.
Nice.
So my number 3 is It's Complicated.
There you go.
Hey.
I don't want to talk about it too much. So yes, it's complicated. The story, you got it pretty much right. Alec Baldwin is with a younger woman.
Who is that actress? Oh, Lake Bell. That's right.
And so yes,
weird name.
They're trying to have a kid, and he's pretty much retired. So he's like 65, 60, in this movie. And so, yeah, he's kind of like, oh, no, kind of going through a midlife crisis of, being with the younger woman. So he wants to, get back with his, first wife, who is Meryl Streep. And then Meryl Streep meets Steve Martin, who is the, I guess, designer, the architect of the kitchen that she's building. So technically the movie is also about renovating a house and adding in a kitchen to the house, because she's a baker.
That's what it is.
I've seen this movie a lot. My wife really likes it.
Okay.
Just the soundtrack on it is fantastic. Greg, do you know who the composer was for It's Complicated?
Was it Thomas Newman?
No, it was not.
No?
Hans Zimmer.
Yes, it was.
Was it really?
Was it really Hans Zimmer? Wow.
Wow, that was a shot in the dark.
Different than most of the other Hans Zimmer stuff, but he knocked it out of the park with the. It's one of the reasons why I really like it is the music and the score, and it's fantastic.
I have no memory of the score. I'll have to go back and listen to it now. Yeah. Now that I know it's a Zimmer, holy moly!
But yeah, it's lighthearted. There's some comedy in it. With Alec Baldwin, Meryl Streep. And even Steve Martin in it. He's kind of dorky, but he's funny. He's going.
Yeah, he's more of a grounded character, isn't he? He's not just his normal goofy self or anything like that. Or if I remember, so
you're correct. But nice lighthearted movie. Pretty good, but there's really no substance to it. When they get to the end of the movie, it's just like, okay, it is what it is. Doesn't wrap too much up. But it's Complicated. Number 3.
Nice.
All right.
Good shout.
I can get behind that one. I'll have to check that out.
All right. Number 3 for me, and we're very descriptive with this movie. No, I'm just kidding. Number 3 for me, When Harry Met Sally. I'll Have What She's Having. You guys see this movie?
No, but I know of it. I know the scene.
Billy Crystal, Bruno Kirby, Carrie Fisher, fantastic in this movie. Coming off, I think, just 3 years past Return of the Jedi. And Meg Ryan, of course, obviously. She's very, uptight, very particular, very high maintenance in this movie. But Billy Crystal's fantastic. It's funny, it's cute. And it's got a good pace to it. What else? It's got the famous scene, obviously. I'll have what she's having when she's, pretending to fake it. Right there in the restaurant. That was funny. I was
watching, Billy Crystal was on, I think, The Late Show with Colbert a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, and I watched the interview on YouTube, and I forgot how much I love Billy Crystal. Like, he's just such like an actor's actor.
And you know what? The movie plays to his strengths because he's a good conversationalist and everything, even when he's doing interviews, comedy, acting, anything. And the movie is conversations and about relationships and everything that's involved with them. So, I get that. I've seen the movie. Probably a few times. I'm guessing a good amount of times. But anyway, it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable and it's funny, and it's happy ending, feel good movie, good acting, and it's fun. I don't mind it. If it's on, I'll watch it for a couple minutes and then turn on Diamonds Are Forever. So there you go. That's the best I can do for you. So
this conversation is making me want to watch City Slickers now.
No, it is. Vinny, have you seen When Harry Met Sally?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that movie. So
yes, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Nice. It's good. That's a spot on.
It's good.
It's good. So.
Greg's loving this topic, by the way. I can just
the topic.
He's got his 5. He's got his 5.
Some of these movies is hard. I can talk about movies. Some of them are hard. Maybe I'll say a little bit more about the next 2. So maybe.
Okay, fair enough.
Either way, you got to take us there, Justin. So give us your number 2.
All right, my number 2. Let me preface this by saying the lead actor in this movie. I like his movies, but I can't stand him as an individual. He is a complete space cadet in more ways than one. And that is Jerry Maguire. I love that movie, but Tom Cruise is a weirdo. But no, I had not seen this movie until I was an adult, but I remember as a kid, I had a shirt that said, "Show me the money," because that was such a big catchphrase in the mid 90s. Like, that was that and the Macarena were everywhere in 96 and 97. But the whole premise of him being a sports agent, I think, is what got me to like it, because it ties in all the sports stuff to a pretty good degree, and then it kind of swerves into like the rom-com. I wouldn't even call it a romantic comedy, but the more romantic stuff, and then swerves back. But Tom Cruise being the agent that leaves, I have used that line so many times at work, talking to students, where he says, "Help me, help you, help me, help you." And they don't get it because they're 11. But I love that. I love when he leaves and he takes the fish, and then Renee Zellweger, leaves with him, kind of like in The Office when Pam leaves with Michael when he goes to start the Michael Scott Paper Company. Cuba Gooding Jr. is awesome. Jerry O'Connell as the number 1 draft pick that bails on Tom Cruise's character, Jerry Maguire, and goes with Jay Moore, who Jay Moore plays an absolute sleaze in this movie. Bob Sugar. Regina King's in it. Bonnie Hunt, Chicago's own Bonnie Hunt, is also really good in it. Kelly Preston's in it for a little while. I forgot she has since passed away, but good movie. I love the interstitial, like where they have like the agent talking about stuff in between scenes and stuff. I love that. There's just a lot of good movies, and the kid is a complete weirdo in the movie, but
he's great.
The human head weighs 8 pounds. Okay, sure it does. But yeah, great movie. It's one of those that I'll definitely stop. I probably won't watch the whole thing if it's on TV, but I'll definitely stop and watch some of it depending on where it's at in the movie. So that is my number 2, Jerry Maguire. Vinny, show me the money. What's your number 2?
My number 2, excuse me. My number 2 as I go through puberty on the air. My number 2 is Father of the Bride Part 1.
There you go.
It is a great movie, as you alluded to earlier. I don't know if you used the words great, but I think it's a fantastic movie.
It is.
Having a daughter, I have a feeling I'm going to be a lot like George Banks. I already am like George Banks right now when I go to the store, and I wonder why that the hot dogs are only in 6-packs, but the buns are in 8-packs.
That's why you mentioned that. I didn't know where you were going with that.
Yeah. So then take out the 2 extra hot dog buns and put them back, because no one gets one over on George Banks. Who's George Banks? I am. I love that line. And then the other scene it's pretty funny, and I can see that being me, is when they're trying to trim down the list of guests. I think they had like 500 people or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. And they were going to have the reception at that house, but they're going through the list, and was it Diane Keaton is like, "Oh, I think this person's dead," and Steve Martin goes, "Yes," and like someone being dead, and it was like a family member too, and just one of those things. Like, I'm probably gonna be like excited to be trimming down the list, so I'm not spending a boatload of money on a wedding. And then also the scene where they're talking about having the wedding at the house at the very beginning, and he's thinking in his mind, they show him like daydreaming about what it's going to look like, and he's like excited about it because it shows him like with his chef's apron on and him grilling out in the backyard for people, the wedding, like he's going to do the cooking and everything like that. And they're like, no, we're going to hire, a wedding planner. And then comes, not Steve Martin. Martin Short's character.
Yep.
Frank. And the whole Frank character is just, outrageously out there. And it's, I like the movie. I have a feeling I'm going to be able to relate to that movie a lot with my daughter growing up and, when she's older and everything like that. So yes, Father of the Bride Part 1 is my number 2 on my list. Great movie. So go ahead, Greg.
Nice. Good call. My number, this list is fluid again. It keeps changing. Okay. I'm gonna lock it in. My number, I actually really like my number 2 and my number 1. My number 2 on the list is The Wedding Singer, which is the first Adam Sandler movie I ever saw.
How the hell did I forget that?
At a very young age. It's a little bit, how to say, different. I mean, it's still an Adam Sandler romantic comedy, so to speak. I mean, obviously different from Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, when there's more of a when it's kind of based around the romance a little bit. It's just not kind of like get the girl at the end sort of thing. It's just kind of, that's the main motivation of the movie. But, Drew Barrymore's awesome in that movie. Adam Sandler's awesome doing his singing. It's got a lot of the Sandler regular cast, including, longtime friend Alan Covert, who plays the limo driver. His name is, oh God, what was his name in the movie?
They were Cones.
I can't remember. They were Cones, right?
Love that movie.
Good villain in Glenn, just a complete sleazebag, dirtbag asshole. Gets his comeuppance in the end from Billy Idol on the plane. Crazy. Nobody messes with Billy Idol. So, a really fun, entertaining movie. Nice story. Solid acting, I suppose. And it's pretty it's a little more, for Adam Sandler in that time period, a little more of a believable character.
Yeah.
I would say, kind of more on hard times, living in his sister's basement, going gig by gig or whatever. So it was definitely a very, very interesting. It takes place in the 80s too, which is kind of like a fun time period.
Which I think is funny because I feel like we just got out of this time period where everybody was so nostalgic and reminiscent for the 80s. Granted, it was so long ago, but when you think about when that movie came out, I think in 98, the 80s were only like a decade away. Like it wasn't that long
to take
ago.
Place in 85.
Yes.
I think if it lines up. So,
there's just so many good lines
coming out.
I still remember when was it Linda, the bad girlfriend's like got the Van Halen shirt. He's like, get out of the t-shirt before you jinx the band, and they break up. And then John Lovitz as the rival wedding singer.
Yeah.
He's losing his mind, and I'm reaping all the benefits. And then the curtain just kind of fades over his face.
Right.
Yeah,
that was good. And then his one, what was this guy George? He's supposed to be a take on Boy George or whatever, and he always gets booed off the stage. And
you suck.
The one song.
Oh, do you really want to hurt me? I think was by Culture Club. I want to say
over and over. Yeah.
I love when he has the breakdown. Sir, one more outburst, I will strangle you with the microphone wire. So you will listen to every damn word I have to say.
That's a oh God, I don't know how I forgot that one. That's a really good.
And then of course the immortal line from Glenn when he punches him in the face and they're gonna have the bar fight outside. Can write a song about this. I got punched in the nose for sticking my face in other people's business. Sounds like a country song. So, also Christine Taylor, Mrs. Ben Stiller in that movie plays Holly, kind of like the slutty cousin waitress. So
yes,
it's a good watch. It's a good watch. Good kind of core prime Adam Sandler a little bit.
Yes, that was before it kind of, let's say like mid 2003, 2004, 2005. I feel like Click is after Click. It really kind of went downhill pretty quick.
Yeah.
Was Click after Anger Management? He did that with Jack Nicholson.
I've never seen Anger Management. That's one I've somehow.
I like that movie. Movie.
I still love Big Daddy. Big Daddy and Happy Gilmore and Wedding Singer are probably my top three. Yeah. Top five Adam Sandler movies would be a good.
There we go.
Yeah,
we need to make these.
I was going to say, The Wedding Singer was the first movie I saw, I think, of Adam Sandler's after seeing Happy Gilmore, and we had that at home, and I watched that a ton. So going to the movies to see The Wedding Singer, I was waiting for like Adam Sandler to like cut his hair and like be that. Separate movies. I'm like, oh, this guy's in here. He's going to be like the same character and be crazy. And I'm like, got to the end. I'm like, well, he didn't like cut his hair. He had a mullet, like he had that long hair. He looked weird in it. I'm like, I don't get this.
That Vinny, that is so funny you brought that up because, okay, so I saw The Wedding Singer first and Happy Gilmore second. So it's just like reverse for us. So then I was like, oh, he has short hair. I was like, that's weird. I thought he had the Jerry curls going on or something like that. I thought that was his thing, not completely missing the fact that it took place in the 80s because I was, I didn't know. So
they're not even the same people.
Right. Yeah, not exactly. So I
love the little old lady that he's giving piano lessons to and she's paying him in meatballs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell Robbie,
mom,
I'm gonna pay him 2 meatballs. Right? Arco meatball.
Yeah, and then when he comes to realization when he's talking to Drew Barrymore, he's trying to get the job. It's like, well, just get paid in meatballs all the time.
Right?
I love that's right. I have used that line too. When he's meeting with Kevin Nealon at the bank.
At the bank.
If you worked he's like, I like money. I'd like to get more. I keep it inside of a jar on top of my fridge. I want to add more to that jar, and that's where you come in.
I'll give you 10 singing lessons for 2 business cards.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Kevin Nealon, he had that
very small part. Yeah. Alan Covert though is my favorite character in that movie, especially when he's got the Michael Jackson glove.
Yeah,
he's got the Jackson on.
I'd lose that glove. You look nuts.
All right, number 1. We've made it to the. Or do you want to do honorable mentions? I'm not honorable mentions. Do you want to do our write-ins first before we get to number 1s? What would you prefer?
Do number 1.
Yeah.
First.
All right.
Oh, you do number 1. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Number 1. I'm guessing you guys know what this is.
Yes.
Somebody spoiled it on our Facebook page. Melissa, I'm looking at you.
How many times was it spoiled on previous episodes?
Yeah, and that is You've Got Mail. If you've never seen it, Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, Greg Kinnear, Parker Posey, Steve Zahn. I love Steve Zahn, especially from the That Thing You Do. Dave Chappelle, Dabney Coleman. That's pretty much all the other actors I remember. But Dave Chappelle and Steve Zahn make that movie for me. That is a movie I will sit and watch the entire time. I think, though, as we've discussed in other episodes I think I did top 90s movies, the reason I like this movie so much is not because it's a romantic comedy or a chick flick, but is because I am so nostalgic for the 90s when AOL and dial-up and all that was a thing, because I remember loving that and being really into that when I was a kid. So that's it. My favorite line, I think, is when Tom Hanks realizes that Meg Ryan is the person he's supposed to go on this blind date with, that he's meeting online and talking to online. And he's super nervous. And he's like, she could be the most beautiful woman I've ever laid my eyes on. And Dave Chappelle goes, or she could be real dog. And that's just like as straight face as he could be. So that is my number 1. You've Got Mail. I won't say any more because you guys have already heard all that. So there you go. You've Got Mail. It's good stuff. That's my number 1. Vinny.
What's Vinny's number 1?
I don't know. I'm kind of. You've Got Mail.
No, it's not. Sorry, Justin. I don't know. I don't know. I consider this a chick flick, but maybe you guys don't. My number 1 is Mean Girls.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would consider that.
Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams, Tim Meadows, and Tina Fey are in it.
Amy Poehler. Yep.
I remember the first time I went to sit down and watch, I'm like, I'm going to absolutely hate this movie. And actually, it's really funny. It's not, I don't know if you can really consider it a rom-com, but it's definitely,
chick flick,
cliques and stuff in high school.
Or like a team.
You didn't see this before you went to high school because you probably wouldn't have gone. There would have been some mean girl writing mean things about you in
there. What was what was the name of the book they would write stuff in? I can't remember. The Burn Book. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing is hilarious. It takes it to the extreme of, the type of cliques that there are in school, and just, the popular girls, and, making fun of, other girls. It takes it to the extreme, but there's also some truth to that. I find it, they do a good job on the comedy part of it. And, the teachers in that movie, Tina Fey and Tim Meadows is the principal. Is absolutely fantastic. So Mean Girls, my number 1.
It really bums me out. There'll be times where like the cliques and I'll be at work in the hallway and I'll be like, guys, or the whatever the new popular thing is, I'll be like, you guys got to stop trying to make fetch happen. And they just look at me. They're like, what are you talking about? And then I realize that I'm an old man. So, there you go. But yeah, that's a good movie. I agree, Vinny. I agree. Tim Meadows and Tina Fey, they're my favorite characters in that movie for sure. So
I haven't seen that in forever.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. So
nice shout. Very nice.
Thank you.
My number 1, like I said, this jumped around everywhere, but I really, really do like this movie. And it's another Adam Sandler movie, actually, believe it or not. And that is the movie. It's actually another Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore movie.
Yeah.
It's called 50 First Dates.
Yes.
I like I've watched this movie a lot a lot. Well, I wouldn't say I watched it a lot. It was like one of those movies that's kind of like popular in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Like we see it, and then we're just kind of like all talking about it. Everyone really enjoys it. So the concept's interesting. Drew Barrymore's character, I think her name is Lucy. She has short-term memory loss, so she repeats her day, every single day. And what makes the movie for me is her father, played by I forgot. Blake something, and then her brother is Sean Astin, Rudy, who's also kind of, he's kind of like a character, a muscle, like a roid guy who works out. He also has this lisp going on, so he's really funny. But they have this whole routine where they kind of mirage her next day to look like nothing ever changed. I mean, they got stacks of old newspapers and all this stuff. I mean, she goes to the same restaurant, but that's where Adam Sandler comes in. And, he wants to, ask her out, and then she forgets him each day. So it's just kind of like it's just kind of like their whole process going through that, and all the funny ways he tries to get her to, go out with him. And it's definitely something. I mean, I'd take away, I mean, just kind of bringing that to the real world a little bit. I don't know how that would work. I mean, that's a very that would be a very strenuous relationship, but it's fun. It's funny. I think just some of the banter between Adam Sandler and Sean Astin's pretty hilarious. And what I really like too is that I think it's fun that it takes place in Hawaii. I think just the setting of the movie just kind of makes it a little more definitely a little more relaxing and enjoyable, and a movie that I genuinely really like. And I think everyone's kind of on their A game in that movie, especially Drew Barrymore. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a good movie. So yeah, really close to the wedding scene. I didn't know which one I wanted to put ahead of each other, but I'd probably say I watched 50 First Dates more, maybe. But I do really like them both. But that definitely takes my number one spot. So
nice.
There it is.
Dan Aykroyd's in that movie too.
Dan Aykroyd, he plays the doctor. Yep.
I forgot about that. Holy cow. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of Alan Covert's also. He plays the 10-second Tom, I think they call the movie. He forgets he forgets something every 10 seconds.
That's right.
So
I forgot about that too.
It's interesting, but good movie.
All right, we do have 8 people that wrote in.
Nice.
I don't know, Greg. Where do you want us to start?
I'll start with Melissa.
Okay.
She had Clueless, Legally Blonde, which probably should have been on my list because I really like that movie. I think Reese Witherspoon is fantastic in it, and it is super girly. It is super chicky, but it's also, I mean, she's a really good actress, and that kind of launched her a little bit into the Academy Award winning actress that she's become, because you could kind of tell that she's got some skills. So Reese Witherspoon. So yeah, that's also a really good shout. Sweet Home Alabama, another Reese Witherspoon movie. Pretty Woman and The Wedding Planner. That's Melissa.
Nice. All right. I can take Margie. She said fried green tomatoes, which I've heard of a million times. I've never seen. Miss Congeniality, I remember that. Thelma and Louise is one I've always wanted to see because I've heard it was like pretty. Isn't that where they go on like are they robbing banks? I don't remember what they're doing.
Oh, they're just going on.
They drive off the cliff.
They drive off the cliff, right? Gina Davis and
World.
That's right. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
And then Legally Blonde, and also League of Their Own, which I never. Oh, okay. It's weird. I always just considered League of Their Own a baseball movie. I never really thought of it as a chick flick, but definitely, I love that movie. That is definitely probably my top 5 baseball movies for sure. So there you go.
Erica writes in no particular order: Bridesmaids, She's the Man, 13 going on 30. Is it Romeo and Michelle?
Yeah.
The Union, and 10 Things I Hate About You. But yes, Bridesmaids is fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I don't know if that constituted as a
chick flick.
I didn't even think of it really. Yeah,
that and I never really thought about 10 Things I Hate About. I never thought about 10 Things I Hate About You as a chick flick either. But I guess technically it's all about getting a date and all that.
Yeah. Kind of like one of those. It's a rom-com. That one is.
Yeah, the line is blurred. I'm surprised she didn't say She's All That, because she always yells at me that she's shocked I've never seen She's All That.
Oh, you've never seen that?
No, I've never seen
Seen
it.
that a couple of times. Yeah.
So I mean, I know the gist of what happens, but what, Vinny?
Who's in that one?
Freddie Prinze Jr. and
Rachel Lee.
I'm surprised she didn't have that one there.
Yeah.
She probably could have taken out Bridesmaids because I really don't consider that a chick flick.
Uh-oh. There's going to be some words between the siblings.
Raunchy comedy more so.
Yeah.
That would be a good top 5 is top 5 raunchy comedies too. That would be.
See, that's why I didn't put the movie Trainwreck on here.
Oh God, I saw that
was
too.
the Amy Schumer movie.
And
We saw
LeBron
that together.
James.
We saw that together, Justin.
Did we really?
With the wives. Yeah, I think
we did.
I believe we did. We saw that at the Hollywood Boulevard place.
Oh
Yeah.
It had LeBron and Bill Hader and Amy Schumer. Yeah,
And Amy Schumer. Yeah, but I thought that movie was good, but I didn't put it on here because I thought it was just like you said, Vinny, of raunchy,
comedy. Yeah,
F-bomb comedy.
Yeah.
So.
And there's an art to those too. So
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Jennifer wrote in Legally Blonde and 16 Candles.
That's another
I've
one.
never seen 16 Candles, actually.
I love
So-
16 Candles. I never
Yeah.
thought of it as a chick flick, though. I guess it technically kind of is, I guess, right? I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I like I said, that's one of the bigger movies.
Oh,
that
that's a
I have,
classic,
or more popular movies I haven't. That's John Hughes.
John
isn't it?
Hughes,
That's
yeah, it's a
probably the only
classic.
John Hughes movie I haven't seen. So
That's a great one.
I'll have
That's
to
a
check
great
it
one.
out. Yeah.
Our guy, Dr. Mantis Toboggan, wrote in number 5, Pretty Woman, number 4, The Wedding Singer, number 3, Bring It On, number 2, Mean Girls, and number 1, Clueless. It has already been brought. Yeah, there you go.
Lynn writes in The Notebook, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 13 Going on 30, Notting Hill, Miss Congeniality, Just Like Heaven, 51st Dates, Never Been Kissed, While You Were Sleeping, Serendipity, Titanic. I thought that was more of like a documentary piece. The Holiday. All of these I've watched many times, and they are definitely my favorites. So that's not a title of a movie. That's her.
Okay,
thing.
just making sure. I was going to clarify because I had not heard of that one. Titanic has got to be one of the movies I dislike the most. I just do not like that movie with a passion. I don't know why.
I don't like it because of the Jack and Rose BS. I know I've said it before. I want the Titanic, like the historical, like
give me
movie.
a story of someone who is on the Titanic. The iceberg. I almost said the iceberg hits. They hit the iceberg. Things are going bad, and then they end up on the. I want to say it's the Carpathia, but I don't think that was the. Was it the Carpathia? Okay,
him. Yeah,
and make that the movie. Like I don't need Jack. I don't need Rose. I don't need the draw me like one of your French girls. I don't even need the I'm the king of the world. I think that's so dumb. But give me that and I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Billy Zane.
Start the movie, like fast forward it and just play it when they hit the iceberg.
Yeah.
Because then it's good because then you get all the.
See, that's a really great scene of Titanic, all that and everything.
It's been an honor playing with you, gentlemen.
I would have loved, and I know they did this in A Night to Remember, where they told the story of Charles Lightoller, the second officer in charge or the highest ranking officer to survive. But even a story about him, or like I really want to know like the like what went on in like the wire communication room when they're doing all the Morse code stuff like that. I would love, to see more of stuff like that and all what was going on during the sinking, not Jack and Rose BS.
Yeah.
So anyway,
is it my turn next? I can't remember.
I think
go ahead. You want to take Gretchen?
Gretchen writes in number 5, Jerry Maguire, 4, When Harry Met Sally, 3, Serendipity, 2, Father of the Brides. I'm guessing that's all of them. And number 1, You've Got Mail. Look at that, Justin. Not the
Gretchen
only one.
was cool. And then we also have Vinny. Why don't you take this next one in?
Yes, Pretzel Vince writes in. Yes, let's see here. He wrote in, he goes, I cannot participate in this week's top 5, gentlemen, because there are too many chick flicks that I like to rank them. I would feel too bad as I would leave out too many good ones. Give me all the Hallmark movies for sure. I love chick flicks. So the number 1 chick flick fan is Pretzel Vince, and there are too many for him to actually.
Oh man, I love Christmas, but those Hallmark movies, I can't do it. They're so bad. They're so bad.
I can't say I've ever seen one.
Neither have I. I've seen like snippets and commercials, and that's about it. So,
well, yeah, it's too, Hallmark is just way too white.
I can't.
Sorry, but it is. Sheriff J.W. Pepper knows what I'm talking about. So.
Shoot, it was one of the girls from Mean Girls. She has gone on to like have her career has just been all Hallmark movies. I can't remember which
Gretchen
one.
Wieners?
No, wait, is Gretchen the character or is Gretchen the actress?
No, that's a character.
It might be her. But yeah, like that's literally all she has done for the last like 15 years.
There are some actors that like that make these things on Lifetime and Hallmark. So
hold on, wait, I got it. Hold on, where's she at? Lacey Chabert. Yes, Gretchen Wieners is the main character. So here's you guys want to hear some of the okay, here's some of the Hallmark movies she's been in. The Wedding Veil, The Wedding Veil Unveiled, The Wedding Veil Legacy, Christmas at Castle Hart, The Christmas Waltz, Christmas in Rome, Love, Romance, and Chocolate, Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe, All My Heart, The Wedding, Love on Safari, My Secret Valentine, All I Want for Christmas Is You, The Secret Christmas, Moonlight in Vermont, A Wish for Christmas, The Lost Tree, Ginger and Snapper, A Christmas Melody, Infinite Christmas. I don't know. These are horrible.
Did you hack into Pretzel Vince's DVR?
I did. That's his IMDb wish list. Yeah, his Amazon wish list.
That is so bad. That is absolutely brutal.
Couldn't have ended it better if I tried, Vinny. Nice job.
Do you guys have any honorable mentions? I know, Vinny, you had a bunch. Why don't you kick us off with yours?
All right, so I did have Bridesmaids on there. I guess Erica's got it on her list, so I'll leave it as honorable mention. Scott Tucker Must Die. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I've heard of that. I've never seen it.
John Tucker Must Die?
John? Oh yeah, it's probably John Tucker.
That's why it's an honorable mention.
Honorable mention. I thought it was Scott Tucker.
You might be right. I thought it was John. I remember the
trailers
promos for
John
this movie.
Yeah. I think it's John Tucker. I think you're right, Greg. You would know more than me.
Someone told me I looked like that guy, and I said I wish. So,
well, I just found the clip I'm using for the podcast this week.
Yeah, like Twitter. John Tucker. He was a darker complexion guy, so it was just some racist asshole that probably said it to me.
Yeah,
it was like I wish I looked like that dude. You seen him with his shirt off? God damn. What'd you say?
So were you in Wisconsin?
I might have been.
You are right. It was John Tucker. You don't really look like Jesse Metcalf.
It's Jesse Metcalf? I didn't know that was him. No, I know I do not look like that guy. That guy is.
Sorry, Greg.
Guy's a man.
Maybe if I squint a little bit, I can also see those squirrels that are darting out in the road as well. Yes, John Tucker Must Die, not Scott Tucker. I don't even know who Scott Tucker is. 10 Things I Hate About You, Bring It On, Miss Congeniality, While You Were Sleeping, When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail. We're all in my honorable mentions.
Good. That's a good. I'd say for me, I think I honestly never really thought about The Wedding Singer as a chick flick, but yes, that would probably be on my list if I redid it. But that's definitely an honorable mention. And then same thing, A League of Their Own. Never really thought of it that way, but that would definitely be on my list. And maybe on a bad day, 10 Things I Hate About You. That's a movie I enjoy, but I don't really seek that one out to watch on a regular basis. So there you go. That's
excuse me. I had Legally Blonde. Serendipity I also had on my list. Vinny, I know you mentioned that one. That movie's all right. Kate Beckinsale all the way. Woman hasn't aged since that movie, by the way. My best... oh, God. Sorry, dying over here. My best friend's wedding, Julia Roberts. Is it Cameron Diaz?
Yeah.
I believe it is. That movie was all right. That was the one I saw on WGN when there was nothing else on. I'm like
Sunday afternoon,
exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just like,
I'm surprised Ashley didn't make you watch that one, Greg.
No, yeah, we've never watched that one together. I watched this one all on my own as a youngster. So movie's all right. That's all I had.
Nice.
Miss Congeniality was pretty good too. Sandra Bullock also hasn't aged. I saw that new movie she was in with Channing Tatum, The Lost City.
Oh yeah, was it any good?
It was all right.
Yeah, she hasn't aged. I heard Miss Congeniality 2 was not good. I did not see that one.
No, that one was bad.
Well, you can't win them
but
all.
the first one's good. William Shatner's in the first one.
That's
He
right.
is, yeah.
That's right.
He is. And Benjamin Bratt is also in the first
Yeah,
one.
I did not know he was an actor outside of Law and Order for the longest time until I saw that movie. So yeah, I know.
He's also in Modern Family.
That's right. That's right. He was
Manny's biological father.
Dad, yeah. He's kind of a jerk in that too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Just kind of a bad guy.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, we have closed the book on another top 5 countdown. I'll have what you're having. All right. On that note,
do I have to do the part before, Justin?
Nope, we're good. Because then I have to break out all the censors again. Because I'm sure we'll get.
Oh, you're getting so good. You're getting so good at it. So I might as well. Oh, don't worry. Just check your voicemail.
Oh boy. Well, before we wrap up, Vinny, you got any other final parting moments or things to share with the adoring listeners that we have?
I don't. I'm all out.
You're all out, Greg. What about you?
No, I got nothing. Had a lot of fun with you boys, though, as always.
As always, yeah.
So good podcast, good episode. So good.
Yeah.
Times.
Well, this officially kicks off, or I guess last week technically kicked off season 2 of the podcast. But we are in it now. We're good to go. If you want to reach out to the show, tell us what your favorite romantic comedies or chick flicks are. Tell us why we are wrong and why John Tucker Must Die is the best chick flick of all time, and why it should be Scott Tucker. I don't know.
Seriously, I looked at a picture of Jesse Metcalf. Like that dude is crazy hot. I'm sorry, but thank you to that person who told me I looked like him. So I mean, that's really flattering. But I wish
maybe they liked you. I don't know.
Maybe
that was their compliment.
Who told me? Someone told me that. It was a dude, though. I remember it was a dude.
Oh,
might have been Harrison. Anyway, I can't remember, so I have no idea.
Was Harrison one of the guys that stole a toilet with you guys?
He was. He was a late addition to it. He was involved in lugging it up the stairs. He didn't pick it up on the side of the road with us and haul it in. I think we had my buddy's S10 that we put it in. But he's the one who helped us lug it up the stairs. So.
If you're wondering why Greg stole a toilet, tune in to episode 40.
No, the toilet was not stolen.
No, it wasn't stolen. Borrowed from the street that was being thrown away. But if you want to know why Greg had a toilet that wasn't attached to pipes, tune into episode 40 something about our favorite
50.
pranks. 50, episode 50. Thank you, Vinny. I'm glad somebody's on top of this. It's amateur hour at best. All right. Okay. If you want to reach the show, call us or leave us a voicemail and text us at 1-913-808-3278. That number again is 1-913-808-FART. You can reach us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, search baseball, whatever. We are almost up to 100 subscribers. I believe we're at 88 or 89 last time I checked. You can tweet us at baseball and what. We are almost at 600 followers on Twitter. So please share the word about the show. We'd love you to do that. Find us on Instagram at baseball and whatever, email baseballandwhatever@gmail.com or baseballandwhateverpodcast@bellyofsports.com. Listen on your podcast apps of choice, Apple, Spotify, Google, Spreaker, Anchor, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, all those good things, and facebook.com/baseballandwhatever. That is it. We will be back next week with more fun. Who knows what the hell we'll be talking about next week. I don't know if we'll be able to top it. We're going to learn more, though, about each other as this show grows.
As we always do.
Just like we did tonight. All right. On that note, have a good night, everybody. We will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Take care.